Hello and welcome to a Photoshop lesson called Text Masking. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you a finished version. You could take a lot of different adjustment layers. I did make her face a little bit visible behind. Sometimes you have no visibility, only through the words. It's going to be up to you. How do we get started? First thing you're going to do is you're going to go File, New. We're going to change this to 1000 by 1000 by 72, and we're going to call it text masking. I'm going to close this because I've already got one open. Then I am going to go View and click Rulers on, so you have rulers. And then I'm going to click and I'm going to drag a guide out to 500, but I've already got one. Then I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to turn that layer off, and I'm going to add a blank layer if you don't already have one underneath. So I've file placed linked this one, and make sure you got this picture from the internet and saved in your Photoshop folder, and preferably even a folder called text masking. So now that I have this, I am going to add a mask to it. I am going to try the subject selection. And then I'm going to select an inverse. And I'm going to go Edit, Fill with black. And that does a pretty nice job. You can go select and mask and clean it up a little bit, but it looks like it did a really good job here. Then I'm going to go select and deselect. So I'm also going to get rid of her shoulders and her hands. So I'm just going to grab a quick paintbrush. I'm going to make sure I'm on the mask. I'm black. And I'm just going to make my brush a whole lot bigger with the right square bracket tool. And I'm going to make sure I'm on 70% hardness. Brush is going to get a little smaller. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to bother to do it too perfect. You should spend a little more time than this. All right, so now I'm done that. I'm going to zoom out again. I should duplicate this layer, turn that one off, click back on the mask. I've got my guide. I'm going to take my rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to change it to fixed size, and I'm going to go 500 by 1000. And I'm just going to click on the corner right here. And I've got that. I'm still in the mask, and I'm going to go Edit, Fill with black. Then I'm going to turn this one on, and I'm going to add a text layer. And I'm going to click and drag right here. And then I'm going to go Control V because I've already got it pasted on there. Then you take the text and put the text underneath one layer. And from there, you're going to hold the Alt key down and you're going to go in between this second image and here, and you're going to click. And you can see what it's done here now. Now, from here, you have a ton of choices. You can add the edit fill with a color. So I'll just go with black on this blank layer. And that looks pretty good as it is. You could possibly double click over here on the right to get up your layer styles. And you could mess with a whole bunch of layer styles here, including things like bevel and emboss, and you can increase your bevel and so on and so forth. You can see how it gave it a shape, and that's like too much. It doesn't look good. So I'm just going to go Control Z, but you can see there's a ton of things you could do. You could also duplicate this layer, and then I'll take this layer and drag it underneath, and then I could mess with the opacity of it, right? So you can see her face a little bit. You could do a ton of adjustment layers in between here as well. So that is how you do masking with text. Thanks for watching.